Yeah, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Ras Kass, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, with your favorite DJ's favorite DJ, my homeboy, DJ J-Ronin, All Elements Mixtape on Delicious Vinyl Radio. You bish.
What up, DJ J-Ronin, the All Elements Mix Show, Dash Radio and Delicious Vinyl Radio, of course on the Dash Radio app, powered by Black League Entertainment out of San Diego. Yo, we got a legend in the building. One of my favorite MCs who became my friend later on, and I appreciate it. Shout out to Killah Priest, who introduced us.
Facts.
We got Ras Kass, the legend, one of the nicest MCs ever up here with us today. Ras Kass, ladies and gentlemen.
I appreciate that.
Clap in your houses.
They always try to do the West Coast. I'm like, come on, man, just give me, give me my credit, man. I got the bars.
One of the greatest in the whole world. Fuck the West Coast, meaning like just the West Coast, not fuck the the whole world.
In hip hop, I'm trying to have some bars worldwide for this hip hop shit.
You rap your ass off, and you've been doing it a long time. You know, you were. I know Sway was bringing you up to kill all the New York rappers who thought they were nice.
You know, that was fun. Hunting grounds. Mm-hmm. Hey, that was where I stood out to KRS-One. So I'm, know, and he, he's my, I don't idolize people, but he is my, he's the foundation and what makes me really, he inspired me the most. He's my favorite.
Yeah. Over Rakim, over Kane, G-Rap.
All of them are inspired me, and but even Redman, whoever. There's so many dope MCs that inspired me. But when you look at my approach to music, Soul on Ice and Nature the Threat, then you got to see what you learn and all that. The edutainment and the criminal minded. You know what I'm saying? Like he inspired my approach to how I would write my yeah.
Did you grow up reading Soul on Ice by Eldridge Cleaver?
I got it in juvie. I was in the juvenile hall.
I got the second pressing of the book. I thought it was the first. It was the second.
I probably had even a newer one by then, maybe a third or fourth. But my mom bought it while I was in juvenile hall, and amongst other things, brought me some books. You know what I'm saying? Some snacks and all that. And then I read it, and it just kind of fundamentally, it made a very big impression on me.
Yeah, it was an amazing book. And me, I grew up around OG Black Panthers, who definitely influenced me a lot. My family being involved in left-wing civil rights, even before that, just revolutionary struggles, for well over 100 years. So they being around that, influenced me a lot too. But that was an album, bro. Oh my God.
Thank you, man.
And then that Diamond D remix.
Man. Diamond.
I got that on vinyl.
Diamond changed the trajectory of my project and gave me a viable, respectable record for hip hop, period. It was sonic. It was dope. He still is one of the, great hip hop producers. So he gave me the platform to be either respected or rejected. And thank God I, he and I together built a crazy record in a matter of like 2 days. Thank him. He started from scratch and cooked from scratch, and I started from scratch and wrote from scratch, and we made that shit kind of like do or die, like, because it was like, are you gonna do the same rhyme? I'm like, nah, man, I think I need to, I got this is the one, like this is the fucking make it or break it. That's the one you
did the video for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Crazy. I don't know if you noticed, I had Killah Priest do a verse for a mixtape on that beat.
No, I never heard that.
Heard it. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you.
You gotta send me that.
I kind of like to do things like that.
A million acapellas too. I'm sure you got all kind of goodies, motherfucker. I'm fucking joints.
I got a lot in the vault. I'm letting
making all the projects, all new albums with the best because especially as a DJs hear production differently than MCs, and even arrangements of like how a record should go differently than us. So with all those resources, I'd be curious to see how you would put together like a project, what you have, and then in addition to adding other people currently to it.
I'm working on some things.
I'm sure you are.
I'm gonna give you a call about that.
You're always executive producer. You always like, I'm putting out staff kills, I'm putting out da da da. You that guy.
I mean, I got some mixtapes that I'm finally putting out. I've been holding on to, and then I got an original project. I gotta go with the original project, the original production. I got a couple of Butcher beats still in the vault. I've been holding on to. I was working with him in like 2008, telling everybody that he's the illest and watch, and now he got a Grammy. You know,
right?
People wasn't listening. I mean, they started listening eventually. You know, Mobb Deep and G Unit and everybody. But yeah. But anyway, it's about you, brother. I'm just happy to see you. I ain't see you in a minute since Soul and Ice 2 came out. And I got the early vinyl from you.
Hey, let me come to the crib and chill out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Yeah. And I gotta say, it was an honor to be a small part of the project.
You helped. You did.
I remember you sent me a beat, and you wanted me to get a little Fame on the hook. You got it. A lot at the time, and I was like, I don't know if this beat's gonna work. And I played it for him. He's like, Nah, Ronin, find me a better beat. So I was like, what'll he sound good on? That Razzie will sound good on. I said, and I grabbed this. I only played one beat for him, and that was it. It was the vocab beat. I picked it out, perfect. And then you got Styles P on it, and then you did a brand new verse on it. That's what's it called? Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses, yeah.
I'm gonna play that on this mix tonight. Like,
need to play that. Yeah.
I played a John Jiggs record with you last week.
Oh, yo, I like the Jiggs record. It came out dope.
Yeah, that's a dope one.
Yeah. Jiggs fucks with Shabam a little heavy too.
Yeah, and they're both in Georgia.
Right, yeah. Shouts out to John Jiggs and Shabam. Of course, Shabam, that's my bro.
Right. And for those that don't know, break down Jamo Gang and how that came together. You're part of so many groups. We can break them all down.
Hey, why not? Jamo Gang is me, El Gant, who's an incredible MC out of Brooklyn. Right. Technically originally from upstate Syracuse area, but been in New York, been in Brooklyn for whatever, over 10 years, like 15, 20.
Right.
Anyway, so me, Gant, and J57, who's he's an artist too, but mostly known for production. So brought back All Stars and all that. So we just locked in, man. We actually all officially met. We met separately in different places, but we ended up really meeting and clicking up at Raekwon had a video shoot for the Purple Tape.
The record that J57 produced, right?
That 57 produced, with Deck and Method Man.
Right.
So he's all chilling, and then the ironic part is everybody else had a lot of Hennessy. It was a lot of Hennessy, a lot of vodka, and I flew in. Only person that had some whiskey was 57. He had like a pint. I was like, yo, can I mind if I get a little drink? So we chopped it, and we decided, since I was in town, we should go, try to, work on something, see what we came up with. Right. So next day we went to the studio, and we ended up doing like 2.5 records. And and we coincidentally drank Jameson the next day. And so you have your drinks, and and sometimes you think something's a lot better than it is when you listen the next day with some clear ears. But we went back, and genuinely, I was like, yo, these are good. Everybody came back with
that. Do some bangers.
But long story short, the records really were good. We did some more, and then we eventually played one. We happened to be at Preem shit, Premier stuff, and we played the record. He debuted the record, like, you gonna play something? I'm like, fuck it, why not? And we played this shit, and he was like, yo, this shit is good. And He's like, so what you guys call it? We hadn't even thought that far. And I don't know, between one of us, somebody was like, but I don't know. We was drinking a lot of Jameson, so Jamo Gang. And he's like, hey, get ring, do that. And that really, like he's been a big mentor for us. Premier, shouts out to him. So we put out a EP, and then 2 years ago we put out an album, a full-length album called Walking with Lions. First single, Premier produced it. I'm trying to think of the name of the song. The first time, that's the name of the song. And then we do Slug was.
I was spinning joints from that the whole time.
But yeah, we still together. We always activate. Right now, I know 57 is really into his production, and he's been placing in some great places. Right. El Gon's about to drop his we
need some more though from y'all as a team.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna do it. Jamo Gang is it gives a different outlet for me as an artist. Like Ras Kass will talk about even my palette, like, because 57 is doing all the production, it creates a different environment and soundscape for me to paint my paint. And then having El Gon here, who's one of my closest friends and my Ron counterpart, it creates just a different energy and synergy. So it's dope, man. We'll reactivate. I don't know. I would guess it's 2021 now. Everybody will probably do some kind of solo thing this year and then reactivate for next year.
Right. Yeah. I got to ask you, what's going on with the Hrsmn, man? Shout out to Killah Priest. He'll be on the show soon.
Yo, shouts out to
Canibus
and Kurupt and this, man.
I read the M80 book.
Well, I didn't have nothing to do with any of that.
I know.
But shit, shout out to M80. We used to fucking hate each other. But he's all right with me. Now the album is coming out. The album will be out. It's coming out through Fat Beats. Nice. Our date is
shout out to Joe.
No doubt, Joe. January, March, April, May, June 18th. I want to say is our release date.
Okay.
So
that's soon.
Yeah,
because we're in April now. So
May and June. Yeah.
A real Hrsmn album, not a Dreddy Cougar bootleg.
Not a Dreddy Cougar bootleg. actual mixed, mastered songs, arranged and done. So we I pulled those things that we had, and then there's some things I sprinkled and brought people in for more recent stuff. But what I really wanted to make it was what we, that synergy we had then, and it's an interesting journey, like listening to it straight down. And the funnest part is they let me basically just kind of, not basically, they let me executive produce it. So it's just, they let me.
That's what I heard. Yeah, you put your
together,
putting it,
and it came out dope. The coolest part was being able to unveil it and do a listening party just for Kurupt and just for Killah Priest.
Right. You hear that crying in the background?
I don't.
Hold on 1 second. What you want, man? Come here. I'm a cat dad. They don't let me.
Cat daddy.
Shout out to Gouda.
Oh, that's a cat. Is that a boy or girl?
Girl. She's
Gouda.
She's a monster.
I love it.
Background of a French bulldog.
Really?
40 pounds.
Really?
10 pounds. A little Wolverine over here.
Wow. Right, cats don't take that shit, man.
No, she don't play. She got out. She was in the streets for 2 weeks. Came back. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
Got my stripes now.
Hope you went out there being no hoe.
No,
great. Oh, now you're really winning.
Nah.
Yeah. Nice.
But I'm so happy to hear that Hrsmn album is finally coming out. I've been hearing different things and wanted to confirm with you.
Yeah, man. It's called The Last Ride. It took us, I call it our debut finale. So it took us 20 years to finally get one album done. So, but at least we did it.
4 very unique personalities.
Of course, man.
You know how Priest could be. He's just over here. He had the ADD song.
Oh yeah.
Vince is best. You know, he's on.
Yeah, bro. So imagine.
And Kurupt is Kurupt. I saw was it the hip hop what was that reality show he was on with this girl?
Oh yeah,
Marriage Camp.
Right. Yeah. You know, hotbands.com.
I know. Shout out to Kurupt though. Still one of the
all of us are hot messes in our own way, different personalities. So it's dope when you hear the album in context and the journey and how it plays out. Like even the last song, which is the title song of the album, it's you hear the journey it took because you know I took some sound bites from interviews Priest had and built around those. Like it came out really. It's a personal record, but it's a dope hip hop record. I mean, Kurupt said, you know, and Priest, but Kurupt specifically said like, yo, like, fuck, man, this is, you know, and I don't think it was really, I don't think it was ego. I think it was genuinely that he felt this. He was like, right now, rap needs this kind of album. Nobody's really doing what.
Lyrical, intelligent, but still street music. It's not just one thing, you know. A lot of the subject matter.
It's high concept, but even how the production changes. Right now, the younger, not even the younger dudes, but the more recent, and there's no knock. I'm not saying this in any way of a slight, but a lot of what's kind of popular is, you know, the wave that is more popularized by like a Rock Marcy or Alchemist or you know, or Griselda, which is, you know, not really drums, you know, which is
slower, dark, boom bap, but a lot of like
but not really a lot of drums. A lot is just the loop shit, which is dope, and that's a vibe. I kind of went for more with the production that still, you know, was Hrsmn. I wanted more fucking enter the 36 chambers. I want drums. I want big drums. I want the shit.
I'm not mad at that.
And so it's just a different wave that nobody's really tapped into for a while.
Right.
You know, I especially not within a like a movement where there's not just one artist. You know, a lot of people doing dope boom bap shit, but like as a group, as a
right.
Like that. So it just made for a different feel. And I'm excited for people to hear it. At the end of the day, you know, when this thing comes, as you know, we'll be unveiling soon content, and the album cover is crazy. Shouts out to my man Gifted Glitch. The cover's fucking sick. The music is sick. The vinyls are gonna be sick. I feel like the music's sick. You know, we'll see what the people say, and it's a journey of like 20 years, and you can't hear it per se in the lyrics, but you can hear it, feel it, because I wanted the record to move through the journey from the, you know, from kind of the beginning to today to, you know, the ups and downs. You hear it, you know, to a certain degree in the project, and so you know, I'll take all the blame when this comes out. I definitely wouldn't take, you know.
What blame? People should be happy it's finally coming out.
No, I'm just saying when, you know, people, you know, you hear things come out and people have a collective opinion. So I'll take the blame, but, you know, if people, you know, really enjoy it, I could never take all the credit. No, I couldn't take all the credit. I just was, you know, for me, it was personal, and it was it was like a breath of fresh air, a release for me to, like, you know, all this shit we gave our blood, sweat, tears, time, energy, money to do that never got done. So for me, it was more of a therapy to at least finish it. You know what I'm saying? And I, you know, I always compare it to, you know, our homies, you know, like they kind of saw our idea and executed it and got it done. So Slaughterhouse and what they did, they executed, they kept it together. They got one album out. Next record got bigger, Interscope, Eminem. They got another album, and it showed that there's strength in numbers. But you know, if you got one weak link, then it'll pull the shit apart, and that's why no matter what, like, you know, how did our shit get bootlegged? Somebody dropped the ball and let, you know, Dreddy get the shit, reap all the benefits, and then we did the hard work for no good reason.
Right. I mean, he bootlegged a lot of different stuff from a lot of different people and got into a lot of issues. He's basically been out of the game for the most part.
Yeah. But you know, not just about him. The whole thing was just, if our homies could get it done, how come we can get, like, twice or three times? How come we can't get it done once? Was my attitude. Right. And I was like, well, I'll take it upon myself to get it done once, and then I could be at peace and say, look, at least we did it once. So for me, it's that personal. But it came out.
Completion always feels great. It feels like you know, like it's that stress off your head. You know, yes, I got it.
Right. And nobody can ever ask me again. They don't have to ask me. They'll be like, who was still with us? My nigga. It's there, bro.
There was another super group you were a part of.
Golden State. Yeah, that's me, Saphir, and Exhibit.
Right.
Yeah. You know, but those things, that one, nobody's fault, but at the time, Priority Record, Capitol Records' fault. So my label undermined that. I have no idea really why. It seemed slightly intentional.
Right. Well, you had a lot of bad experiences with them, I know.
Right. So it may have been a little bit of sabotage involved in that situation, but you know, we're past that. You know, Saphir is.
You did that independently though. After that,
huh?
You could have did it independently.
Dude, you know, they basically.
A long time you guys have gone your separate ways.
Yeah, you know, I ended up going to prison.
Right.
You know, Saphir got spinal injury, so people, you know, go and have their own life to deal with. You know, Exhibit is you know, he has his group with you know, Be Real and he has his weed. You know, he's got some other focuses, which is cool, man.
Yeah.
It's, you know, sometimes you got to move on. Like that one is kind of more like, we may have lost our window of opportunity to even do it because, you know, Saphir's not in a place to be able to rock with us.
Right.
So it would be nice to do, you know, get, you know, see if you know, we could get him to do one or two things, you know, to come out and, you know, and rhyme just, you know, that would be personal. I'd put it on an album, my own personal album. But
right.
Like I do songs with Exhibit still. We just did the last record. But you know, Saphir's health is the hindrance, and so you know, as much as I wish, you know, I could do something to help, it's out of my control, and that's in God's hands. So I hope that he gets better and healthier and is running around in circles and shit and jumping over fucking cars. That's what I want. But I care about him more in his health than I care about doing a record right now with him.
So. Definitely, health is wealth. Without that, you can't do anything. You know, I'm trying to lose weight over here. I definitely got a little too big.
Okay. At least you acknowledge it. Shit.
You know, I still got a little, you know, it ain't all fat.
I thought you was doing fucking MMA and shit. What happened?
I am doing martial arts, but I need to do more cardio and eat less. I love food. Food is my vice. So people liquor, drugs, women. For me, is food.
All right. Look, acknowledging shit is half of the battle.
Yeah. Working on it though.
You do it, you work on it.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Soul on Ice. I know it's been out for a little while now, but I mean Soul on Ice 2, pardon me.
Yeah.
Because that album is crazy.
I feel like most people, when they try to tackle a part 2 to their, you know, usually their debut album, they missed the mark, and I was very hesitant to do a part 2.
I'm trying to think of any part 2s that I actually liked. I mean, I liked the second Purple tape,
right?
But
that wasn't Cuban Links. Cuban Links 2, you know, you know, Skillmatic was pretty dope. but
I don't
it
think it
wasn't
has a sequel per se.
right. Well, I'm trying to think because I'm thinking first albums like
Right.
What was Muddy Waters? Muddy Waters. What was Red's first album? What the album? He never did a What the album part two.
No, but that one
Right.
didn't have as much praise as Muddy Waters.
Right.
Right.
I mean, there's been some where I feel like it was still dope, but it may not have. It's still, like, bar for bar, conceptually, growth, assuming growth to make it not sound like you were trying to rehash old shit, but it was literally the continuation. I felt like because of the people that helped me build that album out, it was exactly what Solo Nights 2 was supposed to be. Like, I felt like it's an incredible album. I felt like if I was signed to a major label, or if I was more of a darling to, some of these websites, my awareness, we made it incredible.
Kiss ass.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't get the support of the industry or publicity or promo or the magazines or whatever, and it was my 25th anniversary too.
Right.
I know other people, when it's their anniversary, they get super love, super press. Man, it was a lot of doors closed to me, and I was just like, wow, I made a classic too, but whatever, it is what it is. I still was like, CeeLo came to, there were no contrived records on there. Like, niggas came and gave me fire and helped me build a record that was amazing, that took inventory, that made sense to be Solo Nights 2, because I wasn't even trying to make Solo Nights 2 at the time.
It was definitely in my top 5 hip hop albums of that year.
Thank you.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought we did a great job.
What else you working on right now?
Right now, I'm so the priority, the main thing right now is, now we're moving into the promotional stage of the Hrsmn.
Right.
I'm also shifting into a solo record, but I don't know if it's going to be a solo record or if I'm going to drop like these little 3 or 4 song EPs.
Right.
Part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and then maybe make a part 5 that's a full album with one or more of songs from each, plus the additional new songs. I think that's the approach I want to try, because my concept, I have too many songs, but still not exactly the right songs for an album. So, but they're all in the same thing. So I might kind of build this mini series before the album.
Right.
So that's kind of what I've been focused on. And then we have something called Black Steel, which is it's not really a group. What the goal is like me and Priest, Killah Priest, but literally almost like a soundtrack, where not necessarily are we both on each song, but people that talk, knowledge itself. So let's just say a Lupe Fiasco to a Nas to a Black Thought to a to a Quali to a anybody that ain't just strictly completely on some ignoramus shit. Like, if you got knowledge itself music, to involve them in a project. And then at the end of the day, it's called Black Steel, which is inspired by Public Enemy, Black Steel and Hour of Chaos. Right. Chuck D is narrating the thing for us. So I have to build it out. Yeah, like we already got some ill records already, thanks to, Diamond D gave me, a banger. Public Enemy, P-Rock gave us a ill record, whatever. So we're just building that record out.
P-Rock been working lately. I heard about his
he been getting it in, man.
Rod Digger and Bahamadia.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I shouts out to Pete for supporting the ladies in hip hop. He's been real like specific about that, like doing songs with, you know, with dope female MCs. So salute to him. So yeah, that's what I'm building out. You know, the solo thing, I don't want to say the name of it because I don't want to jinx it. But that I'm working on that, and then I'm working on this. Not
I
really.
got Chinese food calling. 1 second, hold on.
I love it.
I'm gonna edit this out.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay, I'm thinking. I'm gonna tell my wife to get it. Thank you. Oni, can you get the food? Delivery. Thank you. Whew. Married life.
I love it.
Get there yet. All right, Ron, cut this part out. Okay. One thing I wanted to say was we touched on it before, but having what you call knowledge of self hip hop is so important nowadays. You have the trap music, the drill music, the street hip hop, the boom bap. That's very street. I'm kind of tired of glorifying drug dealers and like.
I think balance, man. Everything in moderation.
Like, unless you're so creative with it that you make it interesting, people have been doing that.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, I don't want to have a turkey sandwich for breakfast, lunch, dinner all year. But the problem is
variety. Variety is the spice of life.
And it stopped, you know, overall they crush it, and it's so, the box is so small about what people even listen to. It's like, oh, if it ain't Griselda, then it's got to be this, or, you know, just like, bro, you know, Biz Markie didn't sound like Run DMC, who didn't sound like LL, who didn't sound like NWA, who didn't sound like Ice-T, who didn't sound like, you know, Tupac, who didn't sound like, you know, like Nas, who didn't sound like Tribe Called Quest, like, you know,
exactly.
It's so much variety. How the fuck did Breadman, it came out just crazy? Well, we got the boom body snatcher, like, how all of a sudden
people ride waves and they sound like other people. It's so funny to me.
Right. So
that's not hip hop. That's biting.
That's biting. And so that's my, you know, you hit the nail on the head. Is that individuality is frowned upon now, and it's like, be a biter because everybody knows this sound and do that, and that's rewarded. And that's not hip hop.
Let him do him. He's dope what he does. Be yourself.
I remember people, you know, would be upset like, you trying to sound like who? Like, you know, like even if they ask you in the interview, like, yeah, you know, I'm like so and so, and like,
the music I get sent. I was telling Asia this the other day. It's like wannabe Griselda stuff or wannabe Wu-Tang,
right?
Or like wannabe D Block,
right?
A lot of East Coast people. I'm wannabe Jadakiss-ish or Styles. Or then they think they could sing, and they send me what I call the sexual chocolate side projects.
Hilarious.
Oh,
right.
Just, you know, damn, just be you.
I don't want to be the second body. I just want to be the first me. So I also would always
the first you.
Right. Well, I'm just saying that should be the advice to anybody. Like, bro, like you trying to do Jada's, you know, ad libs. I don't think Jada's gonna come and be like, that's dope. I think Jada's gonna be like, that's corny. So stop trying to be Jada. You can be inspired by, but
right.
Where's yours wrong? You know what I mean? So a lot of people, you know, because the business has commodified everything and they made it rigid about what's most easily commodifiable, that created the lane of just being a biter and not creative and not original, because original is a harder sell than just going down the system and sounding just like the nigga that was winning.
Right. It is. It's lame. You got people doing I forget what they call it, the Grammys, the melodic rap now, melodic hip hop. Everybody's singing the same with the auto tunes.
Yeah, man.
You know, I guess they grew up listening to Drake or whoever else, and Future and
like I said, everything in moderation. That there's a lane for that, and that's cool. But not if everybody sounds like that. How do I know which one is good?
Right. We need more variety on mainstream radio and everything else.
Right. But even like a lot of times, even in the clubs, man, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but even in like the hip hop clubs, it's like, okay, you're gonna play Biggie, you're gonna play a Dilla record. You're not breaking these new niggas. It's a lot of people putting out new content and you're not supporting them.
Right.
So you're kind of guilty of the same shit as the other side of the coin is hip hop, it has got so, really codified about this is the real shit, but nothing new can be good. Like how the fuck? Like
I'm breaking new artists. Like the Frank Knight, Chuck Wayne album, Slim and Mickens out now. Plug. But and people are like, oh, he didn't sell drugs. He's not a gangster. So who does he sound like? And it's like, and you gotta break it down. Just breaking new artists in this game is not easy. And me having the relationships I have, talking to the DJs who are supportive of people like you, some of them are that doesn't sound like this and this. No.
Right.
He's riding a beat in a different way that I'm not familiar with, and I can't. My brain can't.
Right. Yeah. We've gotta be less closed minded about growth in the culture too, and and stop picking the one hero, whatever that team might be at the time. Like, oh, that's the hip hop shit, so we're just gonna suck this dick, because this is the wave for this year or these couple of years. Like, there's space for everybody. Support good music, man. That's what
Right.
I like. If it's dope, I'll give it a run. I try to tell people about stuff that's dope. Just because I like to see dope shit win. It ain't necessarily got to be my stuff. I just like to see like that's dope, man. I fuck with their creativity and that's a breath of fresh air to see he or she being on their own shit. So we should support it and it'd be nice. Again, DJs kind of DJs used to break the records. Now they got a playlist that they got off the internet. Like, bro, how you giving me the culture?
Thankfully, we don't do that at Delicious Vinyl. We have complete control. I play whatever I want. I could play all Afrobeat. I could play all salsa records. I could do whatever I want.
Super dope.
And that's what's you gotta give DJs their freedom, but a lot of people
don't. And DJs don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid
to out here.
don't be afraid to play some shit. Especially if you believe in it, give it a chance. If you believe in it, if you think it's dope,
right,
or you have a chance, play that motherfucker in the club. Let people hear it. Give it a chance.
I do. I play stuff in the club that I think is
not you personally.
I know, but
DJs in the world, all the DJs that make this.
Right. So I asked a couple of fans questions like, "Hey, I'm gonna go interview Ras Kass, so I'm gonna ask some of their questions." So somebody asked, I'm sure you had this before, what was it like working with Dr. Dre on the Ghetto Fabulous record?
Oh man, awesome, man. We had worked. I worked with Dre prior to that. So I would be in the studio and, and I worked with him after that, just
right.
I'm trying to help, with Exhibit's album and whatever. So he taught me a lot about, well, his quote is throw it against the wall. If it sticks, it sticks. So it's not about who's doing it. It's about what's good for the song. And so that's what, like, he taught me that, like, and don't force it. Like, even if you like this hook, maybe this hook ain't for this beat. So we can take this hook off and use it somewhere else. This beat needs a different hook. I used to try to put square peg in round hole, period, and fight with, and to make that record that that is a completely dope record. You got to listen to the music, and you know what I'm saying, and you know they can't be competing. There's an approach that I feel like I've learned from him, and you know he's a brilliant man. He's a fucking he's a perfectionist. He has the resources to be a perfectionist. And he's at the end of the day, Dr. Dre is a fan of the craft, of the skill. So he's a rap fan. He likes rappers. He like niggas that can rap good. So and then his dream is, how do I take this really good rapper and put a beat around he or she that takes them to the next level. Right. And that's what I kind of learned from him, which is dope, man. Like he truly is a fan of bars. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, how do we craft something that best showcases this dope motherfucker? So it's super dope, man.
Mm-hmm. Who would you say most influenced your style, and how did you develop your style as an MC? Because I feel like you're very unique, not necessarily on some New York shit, on some LA shit. It's always just you know?
KRS-One both influenced me. But I studied everybody. I bought you know, I was buying all those records, you know, Great Adventures of Slick Rick to motherfucking, you know, I saved my money up. Man, gave me an allowance and I saved it about that record. I love America's Most Wanted, Ice Cube first album. I was like, God, that is this motherfucker. And that was like the perfect merge of like West Coast reality, street shit, but Cube could rhyme. I think he was saying some shit. You know what I'm saying? So I just studied it all. I'm a fan of it all. And then I heard I did not like Left My Wallet in LC Gun though. But then I heard Beneath the Applebaum, and I was like, yo, these niggas is something else, bro. You know, so I'm a diehard, you know, Tribe Called Quest, you know, fan. But I remember as a kid, I first saw the video, and I was like, I didn't like it. But then I, you know, gave the record, the album a chance. I was like, what the fuck? Everything on that shit was fuego. I was like, this is, it was like they put the worst song out as a single. That's an approach.
It shows the ladies.
Yeah.
Great, you know, fan base.
Yeah, I mean, they knew what they were doing. I didn't understand it. I, you know, just me as the boy that I was. I didn't gravitate, but the girls did like that song. They knew it.
I gravitated towards the harder stuff as a
kid.
Yeah,
I gravitated towards the harder shit, especially as a kid, full of fucking testosterone, and I want to hear the hard beats and the, you know. But even Beneath Applebaum, it just fucked my head up. It was such a beautiful song. Just
I still play it in the club.
Like the drums kick, like everything. It was just a great record. But everybody influenced me, but I would say my style wasn't really a style. I wrote in complete senses. So I've always been a writer. I just, you know, I could write good reports. I wrote, you know, I was good at fucking, you know, and read. I was great reader, great writer. Just because of my parents, and that's what I actually do.
So you didn't take out the
we. So I wrote complete sentences, and I wrote like semicolon, question mark, you know, period, you know, whatever, exclamation point.
In your rhyme book?
Yeah. And so when I was spitting them as if I was trying to put the question mark or pause for the semicolon, or, you know what I'm saying? For real. So, commas and shit. So it created a different template of how I timed to make it still get on beat.
Right. The way
you speed up. If I paused here, I had to speed up this part to get the, you know. But yeah, so that kind of my style was, there was no style. I was just reading what I'd written. So it's totally hilarious. I accidentally became myself. So yeah, it was interesting.
I always tell MCs, like the younger MCs, sometimes they'll have too many words in their bars, and I try to have, and they're not in the pocket because of that, and I help them to take out certain words.
I learned how to do that. It took a while though. That wasn't my innately no. And then back then we niggas was chopping anyway. We were rhyming fast sometimes, like
right.
like the prime example, Big L. So that chop was part of. I still do it sometimes. It's like I'll do regular.
I love that style. I feel like,
and then I'll bounce. I like doing the triplets for like 2 or 3 bars, just like because I just gassed on you for like I was going 35 and now I'm like shit I'm gonna go 70. Then I slide back out and then might do 35 again. So that's a style in and of itself. And that's why that's another part of it was learning when to take the word out. And then sometimes like adding more syllables, like, you know what, I'm gonna add more syllables here. Because it flowed like this here, but now I want to pick up the intensity. So I'm gonna have to add more syllables, and then that created, how do I make that rhyme here when I just fucking I got this fucking 12 syllable sentence. The same fucking pattern. Do I do another 12? Do I do another? So do I do it 4 times so it makes sense? You know what I mean, to the human ear. It's all playing like endless ways to bend this Rubik's cube is what bars are. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, less is more sometimes. Oh, stop here, and then still be saying something. So that's part of the fun for me is like styling, but then content.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And nothing worse than somebody having a crazy flow but saying nothing.
Nothing. And so for me, I'm all, for me, my main the end game was getting to the point. What was I trying to say here?
Right.
I'm more about the content than about the style anyway. But I'm a big fan of people that style up, but some people have great styles that don't say shit. Right. This is fine, it sounds good to the ear and it's impressive hearing the pattern, but that's more like a singing thing. You know what I mean? For me, this is called rap, and bars. And so I'm more into like the bar. What the fuck did he say? Fuck my head up with, the line that you say. Like, like when I interpret it or when it's written down, typed out, when I can read it and say, fuck, that was ill. Like it sounded good, but
just flow changing up.
Yeah, but just reading it, for me, when you read somebody's shit like Rakim, you read that shit and like, God damn, that's shit. Like I don't need to hear this as a rap. You can put this in a book. You know what I'm saying? Just some of the greatest MCs, like you could literally transcribe it and just read, which is what dopest quotables were in the source. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop quotables is like, you just read this. Can you fuck with that? Can you say some shit and get to that point? A lot of people can't.
You can.
I can.
You had the lyrics in So Nice too, right?
Yeah, I did.
In the vinyl version, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the CD version.
I don't think we had it in the CD version, but for the vinyl, that's the most important part is read this shit. There's important things being said. Some high concept, philosophy, history, socio-political shit, some things where I'm some self-inflection, some, it's in there.
Right. I gotta say thank you always for being so supportive of what I do, whether it was mixtapes, the radio show.
Always, man.
What you do is the hip hop style, the stuff that I want to push.
Thank you, brother.
The knowledge of self rap, that's what I like. But still with a street edge, it's not.
Of course, right. Not preachy. Like, yeah, no. Just some knowledge of self.
Cool,
Yeah. Knowledge of self with with in a pair of Nikes. You know what I'm saying?
Self, but our shows aren't Sausage Fest.
Right. Exactly.
Of course. One random question for you. Someone else wanted me to ask. You living in LA, born and raised in the LA area. How come you never got more into acting? Because we saw you in the Master P movie. I got the hookup.
Yeah, I threw that in there, huh?
Yeah, I was getting to that.
Yeah, I love it. You know what? I did, and then I actually gotten, agent and all that stuff. And then you know, my first passion is the music. And
Right.
once around 2000-ish, the music thing was falling. The company, I was having my label issues.
Right.
Um, I doubled down on my music. It might have been a bad decision, but it's what I love to do. The acting thing, it's a different, it's a different machine. It's a different animal. I wasn't, I don't love it as much. I know you can make a lot more money doing it, but it's not my passion. And
Right.
so, and then by that point, I was already spending a lot more time in New York, because my company was making a mess, and it wasn't really something I could pursue in New York. And so, it just ended up, slowly but surely becoming, less and less of a opportunity, because especially, and when you get those calls, you gotta, you might get a call like the night before, like, hey, they have a casting for Wooty Wham, you gotta be there at 7. And if I'm in New York, I can't make that. So it just,
Right.
circumstances change that trajectory. I don't have a time machine, so it is what it is. I don't miss it. It's not, I would have missed not following my passion, which is,
No, I understand.
hip hop. If
I
the
picture
moves,
you being a good actor, though. I could see it.
if the stars would have aligned correctly, and I would have been able to be in LA, and the career, the music was doing what it was supposed to do, or the company was doing what they were supposed to do,
Right.
it would have allowed me to be here to make those auditions. But life just gave me, my journey took me took me a
Right.
different place, so it just didn't become. It wasn't a reality. So it's cool. I don't have no I don't have any remorse about it. It just is what it is. Those are the circumstances. But
Right.
I don't miss it because I just don't love acting. I probably miss some money. It would be great. But,
I can relate. For some reason, I'm really good at video games, and I like to play it here and there.
mhm,
And I had opportunities to go pro with certain
right.
games. And
Mhm,
yeah, I probably could have made 40, 50, 100 grand playing a certain game. But you have to
right.
play that game 10, 12 hours a day. And
Right.
you'll start to hate it. If you don't have that passion for it,
You're gonna hate it.
yeah. I remember my father told me, do what you love for your career, and it'll never feel like you're fully working. You have that passion for it.
My mother basically said the same thing, and it's true. Like, I don't feel, I don't feel like I ever had a job, but I've been professionally doing this since I was 15,
Right.
15, 16, and that's, 30 years or something. Yeah, like,
Hmm.
like, it's crazy. Like, that's a blessing to look up and say, damn, I was able to pay the rent and buy a
Right.
burger, and you know what I'm saying, and have this much fun. That's awesome.
Right.
Shoot it. Let's shoot
Right.
30 more of that. You know what I mean?
Before we go, let me ask you a little bit about some current events going on. How do you feel about this whole COVID shit? It's definitely messed up the touring game and business in all kinds of ways.
um, you know, uh, First of all, God bless the dead,
Hmm.
the lives that were lost,
Hmm.
probably by the ineptitude of the previous administration.
Yeah.
Um, for me, I didn't live in fear, but I wasn't the nigga at the club in Atlanta still trying to hang on to
Yeah.
you know,
I did have it. I recovered, but it was rough.
yeah.
I definitely didn't want it again, so I did get the shot.
Yeah, man, you got to do what you got to do. But it's real. I didn't see my mother for a year. I just saw my mother like last week, and
Wow.
so, because I didn't want to be responsible for killing my mother. You know what I mean? Like, I know somebody that a friend of a friend, but he caught it and out lollygagging. He caught it, gave it to his pops, and his pops didn't come back. So that's a fucked up place to be. So for me, I mean, I'm a, we're younger people, and I just didn't want that kind of responsibility or that kind of guilt on my head. So I handled my business. I did what I did, but in the same, by the same token, I wasn't at the club trying to kick it. But as far as handling my business, my circle's pretty small. By the way, Twiz said, "What up?"
Oh,
yeah, I'm over at Twizz's now. We work with
the Beat Pro.
Twiz the Beat Pro. So
dope.
I come over to Twizz's. We gonna get to the work. We got to the work. Period.
I gotta come out there. I got cousins out there now too.
Yeah, man.
People just out there. You're out there. Asia's out there. I need to stop. Messing around.
Pull up.
You know what I mean? And I got my vaccine, so I'm feeling like feeling a little.
You first of all, you're a New Yorker. Second of all, you're a Brooklyn New Yorker. So you motherfuckers could talk your way, into anything.
And I'm Jewish.
And I'm still hip hop. You got the fucking.
And I'm still low life.
Right. Wow. You got a lot of good things going on, young man. You got a lot
affiliation and all that, and
Yeah, man. You can throw that shalom in here. You might really be shalom life.
I have the yarmulke under the hat and just be like, boop.
Right. Like that. You rocking. Banana bread.
Yeah, I remember you told me before I gotta come out and make it happen, and definitely gonna do that. How do you feel about the vaccine nowadays? Are you gonna get one, or are you?
I'm if it comes down to that stopping me from traveling,
right?
It is what it is. I'm still investigating which one would be my preference.
Definitely not Johnson and Johnson.
Right.
That one's been pulled. It's causing blood clots to some people.
Right.
I know that the Department of Health in New York does Moderna. My wife.
I keep hearing Moderna. So
that's what we got.
Yeah. So I'm not in a rush. I figured let other people
getting a flu shot, and then they're saying you might have to get it every year or so. A booster.
Right. I'm not all over paranoid like a lot of people like, oh, you're gonna trip you up. I'm not really tripping up that, but I just feel like hey, beta test. Let them beta test. I wouldn't have bought the front, the first ticket to
millions of people got it now. It's not like
right. So yeah, now that I'm looking at the results, it's not horrible, but the Johnson and Johnson shit happened. I'm like, okay, well, let me just go and see. I was looking at the Moderna. We'll see what happens.
I just hate all the ignorance and hate against the Asian community going on right now. It's
of course, man. It's ridiculous.
People are attacking, elderly Asian people in New York, Cali, all over.
Ignorance is ignorance, man. And so, I was in the train. I was in New York like a month ago. I was in a train station and shit. And, I hear somebody screaming, "These fucking immigrants!" And I turn around and I'm half thinking it's gonna be some stupid white boy, and it's a black dude. And I was just like, "You sound stupid, bro." Like, I wanted to say, like, you repeating some shit that some racist white person told you.
Right. But you have a lot of that. You have these right-wing racist people with their agendas, pushing their agenda, to people of color, to the Black and Latin community.
Yeah, so
YouTube videos, conspiracy videos that aren't real, and it's just right-wing nonsense.
Right.
You got to know who these sources are coming from. Like, what's their agenda at the end of the day?
Yeah, of course. And so, there's no excuse for first of all, there's no reason to hate any group. I don't care who you are. I don't, you don't hate Jews, you don't hate Gentiles, you don't hate gay, you don't hate straight. You may not.
And to attack elderly people, it's terrible.
Yeah.
My goddaughter's Asian. Her and her mom are worried about coming to New York and visiting.
Yeah, man. But you know, it's happening everywhere. It's not New York and just Cali. It's all over. And it's very, you know, it's unfortunate. But we need to get this ugliness out and the awareness up.
Right.
But it's all unacceptable. It's ugly as ugly, man. I don't give a fuck who you taking it out on. You know what I'm saying? You know, and we need to expose these ugly people, and they all should be prosecuted, no matter who you picking on. Don't be a bully. Live and let live, man. You know, show love, really.
And I think people as a community, human beings as a community, need to look out for each other a little more. And you know, you see evil going on around you, you know, say something. Don't turn your head. Oh, I don't want to get. You know.
Right. Yeah.
I get it. You know, look out for people. Word. Yeah. But yo,
Spread
thank
love.
you so much, brother. I appreciate you. You know, I'm gonna play a whole bunch of your records on this mix, and you know, the video will come out on YouTube a week after, and we're gonna push it real hard.
Yep, and then you're gonna send me a link so I can put a little clip so I can post up on my jump. Yeah, we gonna get it out there, man. I appreciate it. I need all, you know, I need the support, and you know, you always give it to me, so I appreciate it.
Salute, brother. We appreciate you. We already play your records every week. You in rotation. You know, certain MCs are just, I'm always gonna have something from them. You know.
Thank you, thank you. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Again, watch out for this Hrsmn, The Last Ride, man.
We definitely gotta do a Hrsmn interview somehow.
Oh yeah, of course. That we got what you call him? Conaway is our PR guy, so we'll make it happen. Yeah.